Hello everybody, I hope you're all safe. My name is Mark, and today I will be doing a breakdown on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And so before we begin, the Akins Eagle's Eye staff would like to let you know that there's going to be spoiler warnings for this movie. So we ask that you stop the bus and find a showtime for Shang-Chi. And so before we begin, let's talk about the history of Shang-Chi and who he is. Shang-Chi first appeared in Marvel's Special Edition 15, which appeared in 1973. His first appearance would be so popular that the Special Edition would be renamed to the Hands of Shang-Chi. Originally, his father would be Fu Manchu, but due to Marvel losing the rights to him, and also Fu Manchu being very racist, Fu Manchu would later be renamed to Zhengzhou. In his first comic issue, Fu Manchu would send Shang-Chi out into the world to have his first mission. The mission would be to kill Fu Manchu's enemy. When Shang-Chi first goes in, he contemplates killing the man, because he realizes that the man is actually around 80 to 90 years old. Eventually, Shang-Chi's training overrides him and he kills a man in one swift stroke. Shang-Chi would start his own series until the mid-80s, which was Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. After that, Shang-Chi would star in The Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. This series starred Moon Knight and Iron Fist. After a few other crossovers, he starred in the Marvel Knights series, which would take place during Civil War. Civil War in the comic books would be caused by a whole different event, which was when a supervillain blew up and killed a bus full of kids in the neighboring neighborhood. And so, let's move on to Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The movie begins with Wenwu already with the rings. It's also interesting to note that the 10 rings in this movie are not actual rings, but rather armbands. The rings from the comic books, however, come from an alien race called the McLuhans. McLuhans look like the Great Protector who helps fight the Dweller in Darkness and all the Soul Suckers in the final battle. The 10 Rings also play a big part in the Iron Man Armored Adventures animated show, which you can view on Disney+, and it's actually directly called the McLuhan Rings. In the comic books, when the Mandarin takes the 10 rings from a crashed spaceship, his mind is overtaken by warrior spirits in those rings. Those rings will make him try to take over the entire world and resurrect those spirits that overtook his mind. Anyways, let's get back to the movie. After taking over a part of the world, Wenwu attempts to get into Ta Lo. As a side note, in the comic books, Ta Lo is a place where the Chinese gods reside. Ta Lo is a pocket realm adjacent to Earth. Ta Lo also appeared once in the comic books, twice in a reference material, and in this movie. Thor would travel to Ta Lo to get the life energies to resurrect his Asgardian brothers after the Celestials killed them. Make sure to look out for Eternals breakdown when that movie comes out. While attempting to break into Ta Lo, Wenwu fails and instead has a fight with his soon-to-be wife and mother Shang-Chi. The fight falls into the category of wuxia, which is prominently featured in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. The cinematographer for this film was Bill Pope, who most famously worked on the last two Raimi Spider-Man trilogy movies. And Scott Pilgrim. Wenwu gives up on his old life and puts down his rings and settles down having two kids, Shang-Chi and Xialing. Ying Li's death, which is actually Wenwu's wife, that's her name, when she dies, that leads Wenwu to train his son with the help of the Death Dealer, which, by the way, Death Dealer has a completely different death in the comic books. He's burned. And Shang-Chi leaves on a mission and never returns. After this, we get a 10-year gap to modern-day San Francisco, which takes place after the blip and return of everybody with the help of Hulk Snap. We know this because when Shang-Chi walks to Katie's parents' house, We see papers in the back talking about post-blip therapy sessions, which was what Steve Rogers was hosting in Avengers Endgame. We also see a dating app for those who are blipped. And also, in the first modern-day scene, we see someone walking out of a sports car, which is actually not Shang-Chi, opposed to other heroes like Iron Man who drive sports cars. Katie takes a car on a joyride, which you should never do unless you want to be fired. Later, we also see Shang, also known as Sean, spending his time at Katie's house. This hints at a theme of ancestral grief. This is where we see the first difference between Sean and his father Wenwu. We see the difference because Sean wants to escape bloodshed, while Wenwu lets his ancestral grief cause bloodshed and soullessness. So Sean must turn his father's evil into something good. While Katie and Sean are on the bus, they are actually attacked by their father's henchmen. One of these men is named Razor Fist. His name is never specifically stated, but we can infer based on the name being written across the side of his car. Razor Fist is played by Florian Munteanu. Alright, how do you say that name? While in the bus fight, Shang-Chi's fighting style is more practical. He uses his surroundings a lot. For example, his jacket, the bus joint bellows. The fighting style is reminiscent of Jackie Chan's fighting style, which actually comes from stunt coordinator Brad Allen, may he rest in peace. When a bus enters a tunnel, it mimics a famous scene from the 2003 movie Oldboy. When Shang-Chi fights Razor Fist in the bus joint bellows, he has his pendant, but when he flips around, we see that it's missing. When Shang-Chi arrives at the Golden Dagger Fight Club, we see more comic book references, beginning with the name. The name Golden Dagger comes from one of the earlier Shang-Chi comic book issues. It was a group owned by Fu Manchu, which was Shang-Chi's father. When walking past the fights, we see test subjects of Aldrich Killian's Extremis project, fighting a former Black Widow. When reaching the main arena, we see Abomination is fighting Wong. Here, Abomination looks completely different from Tim Roth's character in Hulk 2008. He has more defined dorsal fins and pants. This looks more like his comic book counterpart. Why is Wong fighting Abomination? Why are they training? Hopefully Spider-Man No Way Home can give us more hints, and if not, then it has to be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. After being bested by his sister, we learn that in fact, the postcard was not sent by his sister, but in fact, his father. So when Sean and Katie try to escape outside the building, we see more of the combat style from earlier. For example, we see Sean using a board to knock somebody out and using somebody as a plank. Whenever Shang-Chi gets detained by his father, whenever they're in the prison, we actually see Trevor Slattery with Morris. Remember, Trevor Slattery is from Iron Man 3. In the All Hail the King one-shot, Trevor escapes with the help of the Mandarin. If you want to watch this, it's actually available on Disney+. Morris in Chinese mythology is a being of pure chaos named Adijing, or however you say it. My bad, I'm not Chinese. After escaping to Ta Lo, we see Hu Li Jing, which again, please forgive me for how I pronounce everything, which is possibly the inspiration of the Pokemon Ninetales. We also see Fu Dogs, which are those giant dog-looking animals you see as statues everywhere, which are also known as Shishi dogs. There's also the Feng Huang. The Fu Dogs and the Feng Huang represent balance. While preparing to fight his father, Shang-Chi learns how to fight using the fighting style his mom used to defeat his father the first time. All of this builds up to the final battle, which actually happens in two parts. The first part, Wenwu attacks Ta Lo and Shang-Chi fights him, but he fails to defeat his father using the style that his father taught him. We also get to see Shang-Chi and Xialing wearing the new suits that the people of Ta Lo gave them, and their armor is actually made of the scales of the Great Protector. Many people thought that the Great Protector would be Fin Fang Foom or McLuhan. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Later, we learn that Wenwu is being influenced by Dweller in Darkness, which makes Wenwu attack the gate, holding back the Soul Suckers. The Dweller in Darkness has made a comic book appearance before this. He appeared in Thor 229, which was released in November of 1974. A few Soul Suckers escapes, which lead to the Death Dealer getting soul sucked by a Soul Sucker. which actually leads to the second part of the final battle. And this is where Shang-Chi arrives to fight his father a second time, using his mother's fighting style. So between both parts, you see Shang-Chi using his father's and his mother's. During the fight, anyways, let's get back. During the fight, when Shang-Chi takes his father's rings, they change color to, well, orange. When Wu uses these rings, they're blue, which is a quarter color that could symbolize death. When Shang-Chi gets those rings, they turn orange, representing sunlight and life. So after the final battle, in the final scene, when Katie and Sean are talking to their friends, Katie references the Kamehameha move that Goku uses in Dragon Ball Z. Sorry, I forgot. But that is actually not the end of the movie. In the mid-credits scene, we see Bruce Banner, Captain Marvel, and Wong using advanced video calling that they used in Avengers Endgame. This mid-credits scene hints at the unknown origin behind the rings. In my opinion, I still think it's possible we could see the McLuhans appear later. And so before Bruce leaves, he says to Shang-Chi, or Sean, "Welcome to the circus." This means that Shang-Chi could probably be Avenger now. After that, we see Wong with Katie and Sean at the karaoke place they were at earlier in the movie singing the same song, Hotel California by the Eagles. The second post-credit scene reveals that Xialing was not dismantling the Ten Rings, but in fact was taking it over. What the future is for the Ten Rings and Xialing, we don't know. But what we do know is that the Ten Rings will return soon. And with that over, that was the Akins High School's breakdown of Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings. Make sure to like this and subscribe to see more content like this. Also, please make sure to leave a comment to have suggesting another movie we can talk about. Until next time, stay safe, live long, and prosper.